Okay, welcome everyone. This is Lori-Lynn. Thank you for coming to my channel, Spirit Within Us. And I am just going to do a general what your soul needs to know at this time. And so I'll be using 4 decks to help us out with this. I bought actually a new deck called the Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. And so I'll be using those and the women's Soulful Woman's deck, as well as the Mystic Tarot and the Shaman's deck. And so I have 3 crystals right here to choose from, pile 1, 2, or 3. The first is pink calcite, and the second is apatite, and the third is septarian, sorry. So choose from one of the 3, and then we will get started. I'll give you a minute and we can get started as I shuffle the cards. Okay. We will start with the pink calcite and find out what the essence of, what messages your soul needs to hear at this time. What's going on that we can help you with at this time. So, okay. Wow. So for those of you that picked the first pink calcite, what's coming ahead, what you need to really know right now is that you are headed in the right direction, in the best direction, in the direction that you need to go. You've overcome, say, turbulent water, chaos. You've learned to calm your emotions, which has been coming from the 5 of Swords down to the 6 of Swords. It's really somebody that shows that just has been making decisions and being the captain of your own ship. But with each decision that you've made, you've moved past all this emotional turmoil that's going on. So you actually are standing very proudly and aware of your accomplishments. And so much has to do with balancing of those emotions. And so within balancing those emotions, you are now moving forward into where you want to be most at this time, who you want to be most at this time. It's a good time for you. That's the major message within that card is it's a good time for you, and to dream and just know where you're going. You don't have to know all the steps, but just by making the decisions, because you have spent this time making, I always say, making one decision after the next decision after the next decision, and then you realize you can just make decisions based on your intuition rather than out of fear, but just out of knowing. So that's a really good card to start off with, and even better, coming to the 6 of Wands. And this is a card that you will be celebrated. So there will be a celebration coming up, and there's a lot of people that will actually be really impressed or offering their gratitude for all that you've learned, for all that you've conquered. So I actually have this feeling that there's going to be a party, and for you in some degree, some manner, I'm going to say just because I think that you've gone through a lot, and so in moving through all of that, you've forgotten to realize how far you have come and how much you have accomplished. So there will be some sort of celebration, some sort of party that will be in your favor for you distinctly. The third card is that of the High Priestess. And so very importantly is that the High Priestess is all about intuition and offerings and letting go of really what's not necessary to almost walk around in a purity, but with a sense of confidence, because the high priestess is so intuitively aligned, and that's you in your where you've come to in this part of your journey, is that you have really touched your intuitive side and learned to trust it and to use it for good, to use it towards helping others. I'm getting a feeling, I think you will use this in a very positive sense to continue making the choices. But this journey part that you've been on for this length of time has been so much about rediscovering your own intuition within yourself, and it's all come through the fact that you decided to take, say, the bull by the horns, or you've removed the fear, that it's okay to stand alone, to see, okay. So from this place, and the card comes up of dream seeds. And so through your intuition, allow yourself to have those visions, know where you want to go, know who you want to be. And I know it's a tough time for doing that, but then again, it's not a good time, because right now we're actually able to dream and to visualize. And if, say, you need to plant those seeds at this time, like to find the time to spend time in meditation or intention or prayer and nurture those dreams that you really truly want. And it's coming from your third eye and from your crown chakra, but this is also about speaking. There's a lot of blue in here that I am personally seeing, but it really is speaking, asking truth. So there's been some healing that's had to transport, a lot of healing that's had to transport through a manner of listening. And so I would say that if there's healing to be done through that listening, then it's been through understanding there are different perspectives. And so sometimes it's just being able to hear, to begin with yourself, and then moving forward, you can hear the messages that Spirit continually tries to send to us. And so in finding in that place of meditation and intention is really finding that quiet place and listening within, and then speaking, asking always opens, oh, there we go, sorry. Speaking and asking always opens the doorway. You have to ask for what you want. And so when you're at that place of aligning your intuition with your heart chakra, with your throat chakra, your third eye, and your consciousness up to your soul chakra, to ask for what you want and be really clear on what you want. Use your intuition if something isn't quite right or you don't feel quite right about something. Ask yourself, and the answers are going to come, because you're really moving towards a period of really trusting who you are in your pathway. And so at this time, if what it is that these dream seeds that you're planting, plant them, ask, put it out to the universe. Again, it's blue here again, so a little bit more violet, and the violet would be your third eye chakra. And so that's a knowing, because you can ask for what you truly, truly wish to have, what you want to bring into your lifetime. So during this period where we're social distancing, or however, wherever you're at in your work, job, home situation. And once this is done, you're being asked or reminded that you have to be patient and to allow that to grow. Once you've put it out there, you have to be patient, because bringing forth the right conditions and opportunities and answers. They'll all be delivered. But when you're most ready. And there's a lot of this with her eyes are closed and her eyes are closed in this reading, and that's just saying it's been really finding that place of calm, the place of healing. And as you've allowed yourself to really heal, you are allowing spirit in, and so that becomes that sense of knowing that what you've asked for is on its way. And from the next deck, okay, so the first card is the card of the ancestor of exile. And so what this card is about is that sometimes we feel like we're alone, that even that people have, we seem to be set apart. But typically, because this first card is so much about yourself, it's how you've set yourself into exile, is that you're pushing people away. And so you're just beginning to realize that you are pushing people away. And that may come from a time or a period that maybe because you've had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of chaoses, and that's why making these choices have been so very important, and this celebration is important, because you have to remember that you are being guided. So you may be feeling really off kilter. So remember that spirit is here to help you, and all of these cards say that spirit is here to help you. They're here to guide you. So listen for those messages, and just embrace them, but embody those messages, like really hear what's going on. And the final card in this part is the Dancer of Inspiration. So we have this High Priestess, and then we have Patience. And this is saying that what you're asking for will be delivered, will be with that patience. So you got to say that the biggest lesson within that is understanding that it will come. So if you're continually giving up, and then you're having to start from all over again, start from the beginning, you don't need to do that if you find that patience, that courage to be patient within yourself. Okay? And so this pile is the new pile, and it's the Super Attractor with messages. And so what message does pile 1 need to hear? Okay, and so this adds up a lot to what we just talked about. It's called spiritual alignment, puts my manifestation into motion. Well, that's the dream seeds. That's getting out there, but you have to align your chakras, you have to align, ground yourself, and you have to align with the divine. And so that's what sets everything into motion when we have all these fears. And so you may want to do a meditation of cutting cords or cutting issues that just were not serving you, so that you can stay in alignment and always be that positive, that dancer of inspiration that inspires other people. I'm going to say that probably is one of your missions, is you do want to be an inspiration to others. And so you need to keep that alignment. So be very cognizant of your alignment as you put your thoughts, your dream seeds in motion. Be clear on what you want, because Spirit is going to deliver. And second message, a little bit interesting because it uses the same words of spiritual alignment, and it says, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it's going to happen. And that goes with the divine patience card. And so that's really trusting. Spirit is always asking us to completely trust when we put those messages out there. So it's having to learn to trust, to learn to not respond and react from that place of fear, and really find the balance within your spiritual journey, knowing what you want, where you're going, and release what's not necessary. So keep aligned, try to keep as much possible within yourself, a sense of balance. That's what you're needing at this moment. Okay, so the final card, and it says, I release. I release time and let the universe show me what to do. And so let go and let God, some say. Just really believe, and that's what you've been doing, is that you've been making choices that have led to knowing that you can make the choices, and that as you're doing so, the people that are so proud of you in doing that, and that you are being divinely guided. And so really cord cut, release the fears. That's just really important at this time. So when you're feeling that sense of fear or anxiety, to ask yourself to stop and find things that will inspire you. Because at this time, it's so important to get into alignment for your next move forward. And so the last deck is my deck, and okay, so here's the thing, is that the first card that comes out is the card of the shadow side, and so it's the wisdom of the lion. And the lion has much pride, is a leader, he's wise, and he really walks around without an ego, though it seems that he does, but he walks without ego. He just has self-confidence, and there's a freedom from guilt, because he has his eyes set and know. And so you do as well. This intuition, this leader that you are, you know that. But right now there seems to be something that's holding you back in being the leader that you are. Okay, so back to the dream seeds and knowing, and perhaps you do know, and that's why the Imagine card comes up next. And so it's seeing that, visualizing your dreams, knowing exactly what it is that you want, and not having to know how to get there. You just have to know what it is that you want. And back to the exile, and this is the warrior of metal, and if it's not representative of a male in your life, it represents the fact that you may be cutting yourself off, but you may be putting up boundaries. And so as you're moving forward, is to let those boundaries go, because that sense of self is really within you, and it's extremely positive, and it's a gift. And so to allow all those gifts to be spread out and to inspire others at this time. Okay, so the reveal side is the wisdom of the wolf, and the wolf is somebody that really understands family, is very intelligent, he's courageous, and wolves are a family unit. And so knowing where, this could be with friends, or knowing what your place and your role is. So perhaps at this time you're really trying to identify what your role is in where you are and how you fit in, because you may be really backed away from people because you've lost some of your intuition that you're getting back. But so you want to do it in the most most dignified manner. And so you have that courage to do that, to be the high priestess, to be the person that can assist others, that can listen to themselves and authenticate, from your heart to your third eye chakra, and knowing that all of the answers are within ourselves. Okay, so that is the first reading. So give me a second to put these all back. I hope that helped you out a little bit with where you're at. And we'll go to the second, which is the appetite. And we will first do the tarot. So what does group 2 most need to know to move through at this point? What's their journey of their soul? Wow. All right. So this is pretty much relationship based with a few. So the first card is the Knight of Pentacles. And so there has been somebody that's been in your life, in around your life, that I'm going to say hasn't felt completely good enough, or hasn't felt worthy enough, I'm going to say, of within your life, or maybe that's just the time it is now. But they've been working really hard to be that person for you that's very stable, and it's been a slow process. So the process may be slow, and that's okay. But it's all moved towards that they want to be able to offer you what they believe that you are worthy of. So whether it be a new relationship or an old relationship, whatever it may be, but the beginning of the relationship was one that they just did not feel worthy enough. And so at this point, they actually are feeling more worthy, and they're trying to save, and they will make that step forward because there is a divine union within that to be offered to you. And the next deck. Okay, so very interesting within these cards. The first cards is the Ancestor of Tribes. And so the Ancestor of Tribes it is pretty much a reminder that we are all here in this together. We are all in this world together. We are all here for one another, to help one another out, to assist each other in our spiritual journey of our what we came here to truly learn. And so perhaps there's been a person that's been placed within your life that just to realize that it's more of a lesson, that they're in your life to teach you something very important along your spiritual journeys. The second card is the Dancer of Lies. And so there may be a lot of dishonesty that's been going on around, and not dishonesty that, because these cards, none of these cards are, say, negative cards. It's not really showing our true value or our true faith or our true feelings. There have been times when they're trying to create. It's almost like the fake it till you make it. And so they're still deciphering through that, but having to get past that. And it's not that it's been lies, but it's just there's been a time that they haven't told the absolute truth. And that's all coming out very shortly with the Ancestor of Illusion, because it's to be able to see past. And with the Lovers and then the Offering, so seeing past what just seems that you're just too close in it, and to see the bigger picture, the wider picture of where your life path is taking you at this point. And so when we learn the difference between, the illusions, the perspective, and that's when we bear away all the fear, and so fear of the lies. And so when you're able to see past all of that, then you're able to see the illusion. So your spirit is trying to help you to see beyond what is concrete and see past the illusion, past the fear, past the judgments. That's really important at this point. And now the cards from the Soulful Women's deck. Okay, that's true. Okay, much of this is true. So here's the thing. It's all true because at this point, it's really trying to figure out whatever's gone on in your life is right now, you're in a period of finding your soul's truth, listening to your soul's truth, allowing your life to unfold naturally. So that's a sense of faith and knowing, so you allow your life to unfold as it should rather than pushing it and rushing it. At the same time, you're being asked to listen to your body because our body gets messages. So if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling a certain way, what is causing that instability within your body that you're feeling so anxious? And so understanding that your health is your life. Your body is a temple of all your experiences and the greatest of your blessings. And so treating your body in the manner and the way in which help to heal and align yourself once again within your soul's truth. Your soul's journey is completely different from somebody else's. So there's not a matter of comparing of any kind. And so I want to use this deck, which is the Osho Meditation deck, to see what, okay, makes sense. There we go. Okay, so this is, I think, goes back into the soul's truth, and it's the card of control. And this is to let go of the control. And so when we listen, and when we let go, and when we trust completely, we let go of that control. When we control things, we actually have less control. So if we just allow with that knowing, with that sense, just letting it be, letting fate, letting love, letting the divine guidance lead your way, just let go of the control. This relationship is that you're in, and I think there's more than one relationship, because you're actually at this time, what you are experiencing is a healing of past lives, a healing of future lives. But this person that you are in a relationship, or going to be in a relationship in, is somebody that you have known, have been together through many, many lifetimes. And so there is a sense of a calmness, a serenity, is that once you let go of that control, and you'll realize, and you'll stop fighting against, and you're going to start healing all what is necessary, and start listening to your soul's simple truths and allowing your life to unfold the way it's supposed to at this time. And so final cards are the super attractors, and the first card, so pretty much what we just said, and it says, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. And so sometimes we'll have a dream and then it doesn't happen fast enough, and it doesn't, this happens or that happens, or, we're not really sure. So stop and allow yourself to really get to know what it is you truly, 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 truly want. Let the universe catch up with your dreams. And so when you put them out there, just allow them to take place and know that they're being taken care of. The next card, and it's, when I connect with the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. And so this is the ancestor of illusion, and it's a spiritual thing. Our human existence is separated from our spiritual existence through ego. And so when we let this go and we connect with the spiritual, our soul's truth, with our spiritual journey, we open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. So allow that to happen. And the final card, and it's, I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. And so I believe what this is saying is that as you learn to really trust, to open up completely without expectation or without condition, that so much more guidance will come. It's just being able to make the choices of seeing that your heart has to heal. Your heart is like the earth needs to heal, which is very interesting. And in the grander scale, I would say that's what's happening, is that the earth does need to heal, and we're not listening to it. So when we're not listening to it, it doesn't heal. So this is saying is that when we allow it to heal, and always been said that, by me anyways, if it's something supposed to come into our life and to be into our existence, if it needs to be there and we're not listening, something dramatic is going to happen, so that we stop and we listen. And that's imperative at this point, because it's really for you to stop and to listen to the guidance and that's available to you, and to make the choices and to understand and to know. And then you'll just see it. You'll be able to just move forward with that divine grace. Okay, so for you yourself, it actually feels much like me at this point, to be honest. And it's the wisdom of the horse, and that this is your shadow side. And the wisdom of the horse is so elegant, and it's statuous, and horses are faithful, but they also love their freedom. And they know that they have power, yet they will yield to that power with cooperation. So it's yielding to your soul's journey, to your soul's truth. Something happens and then you just back away rather than allowing it, or just feeling the emotions and getting past the emotions and honoring all of that. Just allow them to be, so you can move through them, so you're not just push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. That you can carry yourself in this statuous way. Again, there seems to be an aspect that you're not trusting or believing. And so this card is breakthrough, and it says stay open to the divine miracles and healing breakthroughs. Trust in the process, and the grace of spirit changes, move us forward. So once we realize that something needs to change whether within ourselves or around ourselves, but something needs to change. So once we understand that, once we realize the control that we have over that, then we calm ourselves back. And this sense of pride, this leader, this wisdom, and releasing the ego is it's going into your past and letting go of the things that perhaps made you feel guilty, because all of those things have made you stronger, have made you be the person that you are at this time. And it's the exact same card that I picked on the last one. It was the Warrior Medal, and so it has a different meaning within this deck. And there is, because of the Lover's card, because of all of this, and there's a person that really is they've been cut off from you, and I do believe this is because of this part, that they did not feel that what they had to offer was enough, and now that they are settled, they're going to start radiating, emitting that magnetic energy, that it may be that, in the same sense, I'm going to say there may be this magnetic energy that actually they're afraid of. And so just be aware of that and maybe take it a little bit slowly. But I think that this is up to them, is they've had to get to know their self-worth all over again, or not all over again, and for the first time getting to know their self-worth. And so as they've worked on it, the sense of pride, the sense of illusion that they have tried to create, I think for them is to realize that when it came to you, that really didn't matter, that those weren't the important things. That was something that you actually saw within them already, and you're just waiting for them to say, come around. So the relationship either is a brand new relationship, or one that you've been working through or towards. And so that is pile number 2. And I hope it gave you some insight into what's been going on in your world. Okay, so for the third pile, which is the Sectarian, we are going to first start with the, okay, so because this one just keeps coming forward with me, this pile number 3 is really needing to ground themselves. They're having issues right now, mostly because of a non-grounding, and so feeling quite out of sorts. And Spirit's saying that you have to trust, and so keep your feet planted on the ground, and stop trying to control the things that you're trying to control. Just find a sense of balance and peace within yourself. Super important for you at this time. Okay, so messages. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the tarot decks, we have the 9 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. 7s are knowledge, 9s are endings, new beginnings, spirit. There's a spiritual relationship that a spiritual union that has been divinely directed, has either I don't think it's new. It may be somebody that you perhaps knew from before, but at this period that you are now re-experiencing in some manner, that you had to, and the lesson within this is that you've had to go through these other experiences in order for you to come together, to join together as a couple, as a union. And the 7 of Wands, there was a lot of chaos, a lot of fighting, there was a lot of turmoil, and this turmoil, I believe, has been within the male side of it. So the masculine energy in here has been very, yet the knowledge, 7 being the number of knowledge, means that they knew better, but yet it's almost like they needed to fight for it, but they had to fight the demons within themselves. And so they're really trying to do that. They're trying to make the moves. They're trying to make it different. But it seems that the plans haven't always been set up. Instead of just backing down and taking the masks off so the struggle's been real, but the struggle's been from an ego standpoint, of taking off that mask. And so there's been some disharmony, I think, within this relationship. And so now it's where the feminine energy really wants to be in a relationship. And so Spirit is there guiding you towards that relationship. Ask, say, pray for the relationship, know exactly what you want, know exactly who you want, pray for that relationship, and allow it to come towards you. There may be many choices, so know exactly what you want, because they can say, it's like going on, a website, and there's so many people, but know exactly what you want. When you know exactly what you want, that's what you get. So the Soulful Wisdom Woman's deck is, the first part is being with discomfort. And so this sense of you being with discomfort is asking you to seek your soul's essence, to know, ask yourself why you were uncomfortable, what was causing the uncomfortableness, what are you uncomfortable with yourself, so that you can release all of that discomfort. And until you stand face to face with it and look yourself in the mirror within that discomfort, you're not going to change it, but you're needing to find that to change it. Okay, and so the next card, this is so relationship related, is the Princess Charming card. And so the Princess Charming card doesn't wait around for something to happen. She becomes that person within herself, and it's you becoming that person. So perhaps having to go through some of the steps that have gotten to this point, at this time, you've had to be uncomfortable in order to learn to love yourself completely all over again, and realize that you can be in charge, you are in charge, and you will be in charge. And at that point, and only at that point, will you follow your own truth, and you follow your own inner guidance, so that you can live authentically and empowered, being who you are, all of who you are. And so the card of, what I'm seeing here is the owl, and the owl has such incredible wisdom, but it also signifies to me when we have a mother or grandmother on the other side that is with us, assisting us in speaking our truth and speaking what we want, and so that you are to stay on your truth. And something just said to me that there have been times in your life that, and this isn't going to be for everybody, but it's what I just heard. There have been times in your life when you have not listened to yourself, or you have not followed yourself, or you've been lost in a relationship, or you've been lost with friends, and so you go off the path. So what this is about is that you completely loving yourself, and in doing so, you're going to follow your truth, and only your truth. That's what's most important. And so, wow. Okay, all of this is leading towards beautiful empowerment. So the first card of the Shaman's deck is the Dancer of Reconciliation. This reconciliation is one that's within yourself to begin with, and that's from this discomfort, but it's finding yourself again. But it is asking you to align with yourself, to reconcile all that needs to be reconciled from past relationships, and see what your role is where you have perhaps sometimes people want to blame other people, but we all have a role in it. So we reconcile with that person. It's forgiveness. We forgive for ourselves, but we also forgive to cut those cords. And so the next card is the Hunter of Honor. And so your pathway where you want to go is one of honor. You want to follow your truth. You want to be honorable. You want to do the honorable thing. And so keep that in mind always. And so when you ask Spirit to guide you towards yourself, towards the pathway that is your truth, do it with honor and not with a mask on, or not for any other reason, like for fear or guilt. Do it out of honor. And that's just who you are. And the final card is this deck is the Spirit of Empowerment. So this is all bringing you to a place where you are Princess Charming. You are empowered. You don't feel like you have to have somebody in order to be whole, to be complete, to be, you don't need any of that to be you. You just need you following your truth to be honorable, to be yourself, to be empowered. And this empowerment will indeed bring forth that which you most need to connect with. And so the Super Attractor, the first card is, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. And so there we go. Pretty much talking, it's taking off this mask. It's seeing where we have made our decisions and why we made our decisions and where we are, and making choices. But we surrender to the universe because the universe has our back. And so allow the universe to have your back. And just fear and faith cannot coexist. So this is a mighty force of faith setting in. And faith is probably one of the most powerful manifestors that can be offered at any time or place. So surrender, to put it out there and surrender. The next card is I am in awe. The messages of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. When we are truthful, we really can't lie to ourselves, and that's a lot of things at times. That's a lot. I think that's what we do to ourselves. We believe one thing, or it makes us more comfortable. So this is asking you to be with discomfort and outside of the box. And so when you can be with that discomfort and realize that you haven't been completely honest with yourself or honest with others. So when you come a full circle of that, you become in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to you, and then you heal your heart. Once your heart heals, then all those things that you love and want are brought into your life. So this is a big party. This is a huge journey for this pile, and it's I accept that good things come easily. I am the Super Attractor. So really, if you can use this intention, set this in your meditation, write it on your palm, write it anywhere, and say it over and over until you honestly believe this, that I accept good things come easily. I'm a Super Attractor. And so you've looked at your shadow sides. You've conquered all those demons that were necessary to let go of and release, and so that you could be a completely different person, unique. And this person, which is the Spirit of the Divine, this is somebody that's aligned. It's like the High Priestess, but someone that's aligned, that listens to their intuition, that connects to a sense of peacefulness at all times. And along with that card is a relationship that really is, the person is attracted to, the male person is attracted to the female side out of just that sense of peace and love and comfort. And this person is very emotionally guided. They're very thoughtful, thought-oriented, very intelligent, and they reflect a lot of things. So I think they're going through a period of self-reflection within themselves. Now, interestingly enough, because we talked about here, the Hunter of Honor and the discomfort, and it's the way of the fox, and that's on the shadow side. So there's been some not necessarily lies, but cunningness. There's been some dishonesty, but not in the sense of mean, or it's someone has really tried to, they've done their very best just to reach their goals. And if that's yourself, it's time to reach your goals in a way that is honorable and the way that empowers you. So it's not stepping on toes. It's not being mean or whatever you say. It's learning to have unwavered confidence, and so standing tall within that because you've done it so honorably. And the second one is this this horse, and that you do have this, you are very much aware of your power, and that sometimes can be a difficult strain on relationships, because you are aware of that power, yet you want to allow somebody else to have that their own sense of power. And so be this empowered person that you are. This is someone that is truly empowered, and this is someone that is divine and has gone through a whole spiritual reawakening, and that, so accept that good things come easily, and believe with every ounce of your being that you are the super attractor to bring whatever it is that you want into your life, to bring it into your life, and it will manifest once you've gone through that period of discomfort and you've released all of these things that just aren't necessary for you at this time, that don't serve you any longer. Okay, so that is the third and final deck. So I hope that some of the messages, or any of the messages, made sense to you, and bring you a little bit of clarity in where you're at, to always follow your truth where you are, to look at yourself in a way that is helpful and non-judgmental. And I wish you the best. Much love. Namaste. And I will see you again soon. Thank you.